FreeMMOStation.com.
Hey guys, welcome to FreeMMOStation. Today's video is going to be a preview video, okay? So get ready for some epicosity here with the new expanded content for the expansion of TERA, the fate of Arun. We're going to finally find out the fate of Arun. There's a couple of things added to the expansion that I think are definitely worthy of talking about. So we have an entirely new class, a new mode of transportation, and of course we have a new dungeon, which is actually extremely challenging. It's stated that it's going to be the most challenging dungeon yet so far. And my experience was, it was actually really decent, very good. And in fact, my experience overall with the end game of TERA has been very good. So, you know, just saying, if you want to jump back into TERA, they're constantly adding good stuff. And if you want to see that good stuff, let's jump right into it. So let's talk about the ninja class, okay? Basically, this is the theme of the new little update they have. It's called Secrets and Shadows. It's going to be talking about ninjas, okay? This is the big new meat of the expansion here. So the ninja is a hit-and-run melee / ranged fighter. It's kind of a combo class. Well, a lot of classes. I mean, TERA in general has a very combo-oriented combat system, but ninjas more so. They very specifically focus on just sort of like rampaging, comboing, consistently doing damage. But you gotta kind of like weave in dodges. You do have a couple of dodges. You have some attacks that dodge for you. And you also have some sneakity sneak skills. For one, I do want to mention right now, as a ninja, and I haven't seen this in any other MMO, so this is pretty crazy. As a ninja, you can actually point at one character, any character in the game, and transform into them. So, I mean, you know, there's some roleplay, potential there. There's a little bit of mechanical potential maybe in PvP. It could be fun, could be silly, it could be legit, but either way, it fits thematically, and it's just kind of a cool ability. I think it's interesting. Like I said, I haven't seen that in an MMO yet, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, so the main bullet points for the ninja are that it's a nimble strategist who can strike without warning. And you absolutely can. You have a lot of agility as the ninja. You can go from 0 to 100 incredibly quickly, and you can just spam some epic abilities, man. Like, if you let the ninja just wail on you, it's insane, because just everything about them. Everything about them is about just reducing cooldowns, constantly doing damage, but at the same time, you have that potential where if somebody does turn on you, you can dodge, you can kind of sort of blink out of there, you can disorient them. There's a lot of escape. So it's like you're either 0 or you're 100. Now, there's some other classes that you kind of sit at 50%, kind of like the Lancer. You know, you block, about half as much as you attack. But the Ninja, you're 0 to 100. It's amazing. It's so intense. But you do have to be on your toes, because if you are going 100, if you're doing your combos and you're in the middle of a combo chain, and you get caught out, you're dead. The ninja is incredibly squishy, cloth armor, all that good stuff. Next bullet point is we have deal deadly damage with oversized shurikens. And absolutely, if you look at the aesthetics of the ninja, you have a giant shuriken. And I was looking at some of the different skins for the shurikens, and they look really cool, and it makes the attacks look freaking awesome. You also do damage with a couple of chi abilities, which is another bullet point. Harness her inner chi to unleash devastating attacks. So not only are you using shurikens, but you have this combo system with your F keys where you actually do chi abilities. I'm not exactly sure all the mechanics of those and the combos within them, but they seem pretty cool. They're ranged, more ranged. They have like big explosive abilities, like literally like fire explosions and stuff like that. So kind of magey at the same time as melee, which is pretty interesting. And yes, you misdirect with your different abilities that you have. You have abilities that are like AoE damage abilities, but you go invisible, so you're untargetable. You also have a double dodge. You have a couple of abilities, like I said, with the whole clone thing, the clone jutsu. It's so weird, man. It's so weird to actually see a ninja class and then it actually thematically fit. I just want to say that. It's pretty good. Now, let's talk about the new dungeon, okay? So we have Dakurion's Dirty Secret. This was, whenever I got to play it, we just got to play, I think, a section of the dungeon. So it says on the website here, Dakurion warned us it wasn't over. We should have listened. Anyway, so this guy was actually incredibly challenging. Like, you have to be completely on your toes whenever you are fighting this guy. And thematically, the dungeon also had some cool mechanics where you have to travel through the dungeon, kill these bosses, which are all very fun and big and have their own interesting mechanics, which I have to say, guys, if you have not played TERA Endgame Dungeons, I think you can probably liken it somewhat akin to Dark Souls bosses, kind of. They're definitely more than just tank and spank type bosses. They all have different combos, different phases. They're all very interesting. And TERA overall has had some of the most difficult dungeons of any MMO I've ever played. So this new dungeon absolutely emphasizes that it's a lot of fun. So it says we have the In the Shadows Fate, Decurian's Dirty Secret. We have the Archdemon Enigmas, Democron Factory added on, and we have the Shadow Sanguinary. Decurion returns here. Decurion is back, and his secret base is a gruesome nightmare of blood, magic madness. Players must defeat an abomination sculpted from living rock and infused with energy stolen from the Dream before facing their least favorite Archdemon. Yeah, so some lore stuff going on with that kind of stuff. So not too much spoilerinos. Anyways, so it seems like there's also going to be a Celestial Arena added on. Let's see. Do you have what it takes to go solo in the Arena Masters? Celestial Arena offers 12 waves of random monsters that will test your skill. This reminds me of a Final Fantasy minigame, Determined and Solo Prowess. I actually like that. Is this like Horde mode? Do you get to go in with a party, or is it's solo? Yeah, it's solo. You'll never know exactly what the Arena Masters have in store. Oh, that's actually very interesting. It is a single-player dungeon for level 65 players. Very interesting. And okay, so now let's talk about something that is a very interesting thing. I wanted to leave this for last, okay? Because this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, guys. Flying mounts, guys. Flying mounts in TERA. Now, it's vague, okay? There's going to be a little bit of assumptions going to be kind of thrown out here. I think they're going to add flying mounts to more and more areas. Currently, it's certain areas, and at the moment, there are no dungeons that allow for the actual flying. So it's probably going to be limited, kind of like World of Warcraft's flying. You know, certain areas you can't fly for some magical reason, and dungeons you can't. But for the flying that I got to experience, it was actually really fun. It was akin to, it kind of like reminded me of the gliding in Guild Wars 2, mixed with the actual flying in World of Warcraft. It felt so good. It wasn't as fluid. It didn't feel like swimming like it is in World of Warcraft. It was actually flying and gliding, and you have a sort of stamina bar, and once that runs out, you have to land. So there is some thought that has to go into flying, and to take off, you actually have to have like a little run. You have to kind of get a little sprint going, and then you can jump into there and fly. Overall, the system is really cool. It reminds me of the new game coming out, Riders of Icarus, where you actually fly creatures. I'm just saying, the flying in this game is legitimate. It's legit flying. I absolutely like it. So yeah, flying mounts. There's a whole slew of different flying mounts, as you can see in the video. And like I said, it's more than just a gimmick, I believe. I think it's going to mechanically make a very much a difference throughout the entire game, where you're going to be able to access certain areas that you wouldn't be able to access before, and it's going to completely change how you level as well when you get to the point where you can actually get these flying mounts. So that's pretty much it for the expanded content here. Just to go back through the little keynotes here, we have the Secrets and Shadows update. And we have the Ninja class. We've got a new expanded dungeon, which, let me tell you right now, is epic, okay? It's good. It's good stuff, guys. And then we have the Celestial Arena, which I didn't get to play as, but I see it here being listed. I think that's a very interesting and cool, like, challenge mode thing that they added in. A lot of MMOs kind of revoke or just don't do single-player content, and I think that this is a really interesting single-player challenge. This allows for people to sort of master their classes and then show off their skills. So very, very cool. And again, flying mounts. Ninja flying mounts, Celestial Arena, and new dungeon. Is that enough to talk about? I think so, because not only is it, a lot of content, I think, added to the game, but it's good content added to the game. Now, and it's not a full review or anything. I mean, the content has yet to fully release. You can expect that coming soon, though, coming May 17th, so look forward to that. I'm Skylant with FreeMMOStation. Look forward to more news on free MMOs. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.